No. Now we have somebody online. Michael Phillip.
Yep.
Okay, I got 7 o'clock, this is the town board on a Farmington meeting for September 12th. We have no public hearings tonight. So I'd like to call the meeting to order. All the board is present and staff is present. And or the Pledge of Allegiance next, and Augie, would you lead us in?
Love to.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good. Augie. Next thing on the agenda was the full minutes from August 22nd. Someone.
Second.
Moved by Mike, second by Steve. Comments, corrections? All in favor? Aye. Privilege of the floor. We have Megan Webster here tonight from the Ontario County Soil and Water Division, and she is the district manager. Will talk to us a little bit about septic systems.
Thank you very much. Is okay, just
Right anywhere near there. There's a speaker there.
okay, great. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. This came about because we were giving a presentation to code enforcement officers of Ontario and Yates counties. And we've been talking about a few different programmatic themes with the code enforcement officers. And recently we were giving a presentation on our septic system inspection program. So with the district, we have basically 2 programs. One is the Canandaigua Lake Watershed Inspection Program, which is Tyler Ole, and he is the watershed inspector, and his purview is Canandaigua Lake Watershed. Outside of the watershed, we have Ted Gerace, and he is the inspector for what we call the UPP program, Universal Procedures Program. Basically, that's a septic system inspection program. And that is providing septic inspections, normally upon property deed transfer, but also dependent on town code, it might be adopted as part of a local law for rental properties or an inspection of every 5 years or so for, say, lake homes, that type of thing. So what I was going to do today was just talk with you briefly about what we do, what this means, what services we provide. So as you know, septic systems are something that we don't like to think about, don't like to put a lot of money towards as homeowners, but they're vital. Obviously for functionality of our homes, but also water quality. When we have a poorly functioning septic system and we have the possibility of some type of failure, it can lead to human health concerns. And obviously that's, you know, the major thing that we're looking at is protection of human health and also water quality. So the district gets involved in it from that aspect to make sure that we have functioning septic systems that are meeting the requirements, whether it be house size or you know, usage, that type of thing. So as you can see in the packet that I provided you, every town, and I apologize, I can't reference the specific page number, but I think on the second page, it's a list by towns that says how towns handle this. So every town code is different. And from my understanding from speaking with Dan Del Fiore, you don't have a specific septic system code, is that correct? Am I right in that? For referencing inspections. So what we what normally happens again is upon property transfer, there is, because that's the time when money changes place, and if something's wrong with the system, that's an opportunity to get it fixed. And so often there's a requirement to have an inspection upon property transfer. So different towns handle it differently, as I mentioned. Some have town codes that are written that are professional engineer, the code enforcement officer, the district. There are options for any OTN is on-site treatment network registered inspector. And so basically anyone who's taken the OTN registered course would be able to perform that inspection. In that packet as well is an example of a cover letter when someone asks for an inspection, just some background information. And then there is an actual copy of the inspection report, what is done upon when we're inspecting a septic system, what we're looking at as far as system components. And this is important for both the buyers and the sellers to know what they're buying into, how the system is functioning, if it is functioning, if there are issues, if the system is sized correctly for the property, and so on and so forth. And so, again, it's an opportunity to also address problems if there are some. I will say in towns that I have worked in that have not had any type of septic system law and then adopt a septic system law for inspection, we found in certain situations upwards of 30+% of systems that are not functioning in some way. And so you can see the human health aspects, the issues that arise from there. So from my perspective, it's very important, not something we like to put a lot of time and money into again with inspection of our systems, but something that really is necessary. There are different opportunities as the town, if the town is looking at adopting town code, as I mentioned on that sheet there's a list of who can be doing the inspections. And that is, there's the OTN, the code enforcement, the professional engineer, and our operators, as I just mentioned. What we have done also in some areas like the Canandaigua Lake watershed, any inspection that's provided by an OTN registered person is then also copied to the code enforcement officer and to the district. That's a requirement. I will say that that is not something that always happens. And so that's just one of my issues with having it be any OTN is that we really aren't getting that information back. And there's a lot of missing information. Further on in your packet, there are two maps. One I just would like to point out is the first one you come to, I believe, is an interactive map. There's a colorful map and then there's a map with love stars on it. So the colorful map is an interactive map. As I said, every town is different. And so this is an interactive map that we use for the district so that it's very clear to homeowners, to realtors, to prospective buyers, what the process is for that town. So as you type in your address or hover over that map, you can find out in that town what exactly that local law is and who is required to do the inspection and where that information is required to be sent. So that is just an interactive map tool that we use that we keep updated based on town code. The second map is very important, it's just a visual representation of a database that we have. So within the district, we have a database that is tracking all septic systems of homes. And so these are for inspections that we do, or anytime an OTN inspection report is shared with us, and that is stored in the database. And that has information, if the inspection report for the previous inspection, information about the system itself. So we have a lot of calls or people not knowing what their system is, where components are located, their leach field, their tank, their distribution box, all these type of things. And we keep that information on file within this database. So it's helpful in that is one location that we can go to look for this information. Again, as I mentioned, from my perspective and the experience that I've had with the UPP program and with towns as they're looking at what to adopt, I think first and foremost, it's just very important to clarify for upon property transfer to have that inspection be required. It really is a critical point in knowing that you have a safe system that is functioning and not a health violation or issue with the water quality. And so I would just highly stress the need for some type of local law. And to that end is, carrying on, the district is providing this as basically a public service. We supplement our cost of doing the inspection with state and federal and county funding. So we make sure that we are the lowest cost. When someone is doing an inspection, it is done during the time of pump out. So this, just so you're understanding, so if I have a septic system provider come to pump my system, they're gonna charge me a pump out fee, as well as they're going to be charging, if they are doing the inspection, that's a separate fee for inspection. So it's not like you're saving money by doing one or the other. So with us, again, we price that, so we are the lowest as far as our septic inspection fee. And so we're competitive in that way, and you're getting that detailed report. When you have an OTN inspector do the inspection, it varies with the report material that you receive. And again, we are having difficulty always getting those reports to the code enforcement officer. Every time the district does an inspection, the code enforcement officer is copied from the town. As well as the person who purchased the report, so the buyer, seller, whoever asked for the report. So those are some basics about the program. Are there any questions so far, things information you'd like to know about?
Ed could be busy.
Yes, yeah, it's one of those things that, we're able to schedule in. Tad is the inspector, and if there is an issue, we also have Tyler on staff as an inspector, and if something was to go wrong, God forbid, health issue or something like that, there are other options for us to provide that service. Neighboring districts who provide that service, that type of thing. So we've never had an issue covering as far as inspections. Yeah.
Anybody in staff got a question? Anybody in the audience? Anybody online have a question? Megan, thank you very much.
Okay, and so obviously, as the district manager, my primary focus is not septic systems, and so Tad is the wealth of information there. And so I had passed on his business card as well, so if you have any further questions about that. Again, there are many local laws, based on that sheet about who's doing what. Local laws that you can have a look at. South Bristol's is a very well-written law. Town of Canandaigua is a very well-written law if you're looking for language to look at in the future, but happy to answer any questions, and Tad can offer any basic system questions.
Thank you. We'll put Tad's business card in the building department.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there anything else for me tonight? Yeah.
Ron.
I got some updated information here for you for the town.
Okay. Can I give you my card, or I should contact you?
I just wrote it down on the,
Oh, perfect, then I'll find that, I will take that and.
Chuck that across the table.
sorry, it took off on me.
No, thank you so much, that's great, I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you.
Any other public concerns at this time? Or privilege of the floor?
Thank you.
Anybody online, public concerns or privilege of the floor? Hearing none, we'll go to board sustaining committees, public works.
Yeah, on the highway and park side, there's always kind of a lot of ongoing, equipment maintenance. Roadside mowers are still out and busy. Been working on some gutters, catch basins and drainage pipes, over the meadow area. Had to do a sidewalk repair over Marion Way and Onyx Drive. We also ordered a signalized crosswalk sign for Retention Road. We did report that has arrived. They're just working on getting that assembled. And that'll be installed shortly, over there by the park on Retention Road. Doing some ditch cleaning. We still have trucks going back and forth, helping other towns. Got some trucks in Victor and Phelps as well. And put up some new signs over on in Monarch Manor. Parks, again mowing, leaving the season, but the grass is definitely still growing. Field striping with sports here in the fall going on. And I've been painting some stop lines and crosswalks. And also drilled some core holes over at Farmington Grove Park. That should get some information on some renovations to come at that park in the next year or two. We are working on an electrical issue over at the swap shop. We have, electrician that's gonna be hopefully pulling some new wire for that, to make the repair. And he's got 2 resolutions on tonight's agenda. We can go over those as they come up later on. Water and sewer, had some discussion on putting a bid together for cleaning of digester 2 at the plant. Also discussion about changing our vendor for water samples. We've been having a very low response or long response time on getting sample results back. So Dave's looking at other vendors, and I'll let him touch on that if he'd like to. PS7, everything's pretty much done. We're just waiting on a generator for that system. They continue to do manhole inspections. Also some inspections over at Hathaway's Corner. I continued research over the Dohaven area just for infiltration of the system. As they've had time, they've been doing more and more video camera work of the sanitary sewers over there. Lead and copper, again, that's just something, a survey that's ongoing. It's gonna be ongoing for a while. Just researching the different services that are out in the system. And also gave us a good report on some extensive hydrant flushing, specifically targeted to some of the dead ends in the system. Run times, how long they've been doing it, and just water test results as they've been doing the flushing. And he's got 3 resolutions on tonight's agenda, and we can discuss those with the questions when they come up.
Thanks, Steve. Town operations?
I've got quite a few resolutions on tonight, 5 involving letters of credit or maintenance bonds in various stages. 6 proposed local laws. We've been doing a lot of work with various boards and committees to clarify their roles and responsibilities and clean up some of the local laws. We have a resolution for a change to the Redfield Grove incentive zoning project. Accepting dedication for a portion of Carmen's Way and lawn mowing issues for the tax roll. Building department continues to work on amendments to the sites, to the town design and development criteria. Some specific changes they're working on there. And from the director's office, the TAP grant is proceeding on schedule. We're still crossing our fingers that we'll get as many linear feet as possible, as the concrete prices don't seem to be coming down. We have public hearings, several at the next town board meeting for those amendments to the boards and committees. And also chapter 38 for update for records management and access to records. Ag Advisory Committee has been given 10 sample regulations from other municipalities as they've brought up some concerns regarding ag conservation districts. And their next meeting is going to be on September 21st here at the town hall at 6:30. Anything else will be on file?
Thanks, Nate. Reports of other town officials, supervisor. This time of year, we're doing the 2024 budget. Each town board member received lately the 2024 tentative budget. And the general highway budget tax rates are down approximately 30.18%. Drainage districts budgets are down 19.45%. And the fire district budget is down approximately 22%. After we complete our budget workshops, I intend to have the preliminary budget in early October, set the public hearing on October 10th or October 24th. Then a budget vote by the town board can be held after that public hearing on October 24th or on the November 14th meeting, if necessary. Fall cleanup is coming up, October 13, 14. Highway Department is scheduled another 2 days for residents to bring their scrap metal, electronics, furniture, junk. This Saturday, you can also bring in shredded items to be shredded. Compost kits, we still have a few kits left for residents. Only $25, you can pick it up here at the town hall. And please contact Mercy Daniels if you're interested. Ontario County this week had held 4 public hearing sessions yesterday and today on the housing study. Dan Delacorte, Brand attended one meeting yesterday morning. And I attended one last evening at Primrose Community College. Study information can be found on the Ontario County's website. And also on September 14th and 24th, Ontario County at the Safety Training Facility as public discussion set up for hazardous mitigation plan updates. And give it a chance for the residents to participate in that planning process. And that's all I have. Highway and Parks.
Not really a lot to add what Steve already reported. I did receive an email from Van Bortle Ford that RF 550 is due to be delivered on Thursday, which will be the last of the vehicles that were ordered for 2022. I don't know if I reported earlier, but we did get the boom tractor in that came in last week. So that's here. The only piece of equipment I lack now is the loader. I still haven't heard any word when that's coming, hopefully before winter. And I know you have to register for this, but at the highway department this weekend is the hazardous waste collection.
Yes,
Did you report that?
I did not report only because I think the window closed today.
Oh, did it close today? Okay.
So somebody could probably go on the website and try to sign up in the next day or two, and they might accept them. And it is, you're correct, it's this Saturday at the highway garage location.
That's all I got.
Great, thank you. Town clerk,
I have no,
nothing. Busy bingo.
yeah, right? I did a marriage last week and I'll be doing another one, renewal of vows this week, Thursday. So he's surprising her. She has no clue.
Great. Water and sewer.
As Assistant Supervisor Holt mentioned, we're having some issues with our water sample analysis. As public water supply, we're required to analyze our water and report those results monthly to the Department of Health and also yearly in an annual water quality report. And at this time, it's my observation that our current lab is unable to provide our results in a timely manner. And this is going to create some violations for us with the health department and the EPA. So as such, I've investigated the company that is currently doing our wastewater samples, and they have agreed to provide that service for us. So most likely the beginning of October, we will switch to a new service. We mentioned the video work that we've been doing in the sanitary sewers in Doe Haven, and we are awaiting some new flow meters so we can keep that program going. And some good news in our new MuniLink and Beacon water metering system, I believe have over 650 people have signed up for auto pay now. So tell your neighbors, keep that going. Thank you.
For what? No, I didn't do that.
For auto pay for your water and or sewer bill.
Oh,
Dave, going back to the lab reports, every quarter we have to do the labs for the water sampling for the THMs.
Yes.
When did we do that? And as of this morning, you still didn't have those reports back.
Correct. The disinfection byproducts, we have 4 sampling sites, and those 4 sites are recorded to be sampled every quarter. And those were sampled, I believe it was August 8th. And we do not have the results from that as of yet.
This is one of the consistent problems that we've had with our current lab. And it's in our benefit to get a company that can do these in a timely fashion because it reflects poorly on the district, and I don't want that to happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Building and zoning.
All right, so as Nate spoke on, we have a bunch of resolutions tonight. Obviously, as everybody knows, Megan Webster came in tonight, so that was a good presentation for us to review. We had 2 fire calls. One was a gas leak kind of a gas leak, I should say, at 6081 Route 96, the AutoZone Plaza. There was no actual broken pipes. It was a issue with one of the tenants, and it ended up the gas was in all the units, so all the units had to be tested and evacuated, so on and so forth. The second one was over the weekend. There were a couple false alarms at Pintail Apartments due to some faulty detectors. As far as statistics for the month, we did 92 building permits. 211 inspections were completed of building permits issued. Fire inspections were 25 inspections. SWIP and stormwater, that was 10 inspections for the month. And then zoning inspections completed were 55 inspections. As far as additional, there's continued training for Casey and for Caden, the newest hire. And we're hoping to have Caden signed up for the start of his codes class next month. Dan has been working with the state to get him into that class. So that's all I got.
Good, thank you. Planning board. Certainly, our next meeting is September 20th, 7 o'clock. 2 things on the agenda is the 3-lot subdivision at the corner of 96 and Payne Road. Of course, facility there and breaking up the land around it in 3 lots. As well as a return of a field change for hidden treasure, color and type of fencing. So we'll talk about that, get that resolved, and that should do it. Great. Ron, Director of Planning and Development.
Okay, first of all, the environmental notice bulletin did publish the negative declaration on the Brickyard Road water tank and the Farmington Market Center project. The planning board met last week with the property owner over there on Route 96, GLN Farmington Realty, who had requested a partial release from a letter of credit. And the planning board made it very clear to the applicant that they weren't happy with the way in which the site had not been maintained, with the lack of progress on that project, and directed certain things to be done prior to their consideration of further letter of credit reductions. That led to a letter going to the applicant reminding him of that. And we await seeing something positive on that site in the near future. We're still waiting, and we understand next week everybody from Farmington Market Center is going to be gathering and finalizing their concerns. Hopefully that'll be something that we can put on the agenda. I keep my fingers crossed for the next town board meeting. I'm not holding my breath though. The solar project on Commercial Drive is coming along. They've been made aware of the town's desires, and they have no voiced concerns about them. We're looking to see Commercial Drive linked over there as a result of that project. Staff continues working with the town engineers, the code enforcement, fire marshal, and others on amendments to chapters 144 and 165. There is, as you may have seen in the newspaper articles on accessory dwelling units, ADU as they're referred to. One of the things that's happening at the state level is that they're trying to promote a pro-housing communities program, which if you meet certain goals for providing new dwelling units, which we don't seem to have any problem doing that, then you are eligible for consideration for grant funding in a number of program areas, and we're looking into that. And finally, the town operations report has been posted today on the website and gives you the up-to-date information on where we're at with all the projects. So thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Town engineer, Bill.
Sure. Just a couple of things upcoming. We will be providing the town with a bidding schedule for the Brickyard Road water tank coming up here soon, so probably be bidding that in the next month or so. Klein and Brownsville Road is coming to completion. We do have closeout documents and the final change order coming for the next board meeting. Turned out to be a very nice project. The Pavilion project is ongoing. We looked at an alternate to try to save some time on the project, but it seems like sticking with the original design that we had seems to be the preferred option right now. So we'll have an updated schedule from the contractor on that, targeting spring for those materials to come in and for completion. And then North Road is just wrapping up on some water services, so we should be coming to completion on that project pretty soon as well. Any questions?
Any questions for Bill? Great, thank you, Bill.
Yep.
Shelter and recreation, not here this evening. Communications are on file. Ports and limits are on file. And we'll jump into Isle Road. Brookport Road, we can accept the clear main fund from Myers Finger Lakes RV for newly constructed site improvement items dedicated to the town and full amount of $1,800. So. Second. Push my mic, second by Steve. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Number two is a resolution authorizing the hiring of Devin Divine seal coating. Steel coat and restriping the roadways and park areas of the wastewater treatment plant. At a cost not to exceed $6,150.
So moved.
Motion by Nate, second by Ron. I did get multiple quotes. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Reads a resolution to recall and amend resolution 213 of 2023, approving the bids for the purchase of one 5-horse Coronado aerator, 160 volt, 3 pH, 60 hertz motor at a cost not to exceed $6,055. Oh, second. Where's my name? Second, Steve. All we're doing here is just adding, the freight came in a little more than we expected, so we're just adding in the freight. Corrected resolution. All in favor? Aye. Where's the resolution authorizing approval of the final release of funds for letter of credit for Auto Wash 6 LLC project in the amount of $23,754.53. So. Which by mine, second by Ryan. Any questions? Well, set with the paperwork. All in favor? Aye. As a resolution accepting a 2-year maintenance bond for the newly constructed site improvement items located within section 2 of Monarch Manor and Sons Zoning project that have been dedicated to the town in the total amount of $53,387.95.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Mike. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 6, a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign a proposal for professional services from MRB for the water main replacement project at Colette and 332, as well as Mertensia Road North. Second. Motion by Ron, second by Steve. This has been on the Tiger Capital Project, and it's part of the 23 and 24 water budget. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You may block them, but I'll still explain
Some of them.
Yeah.
Motion to block.
So that's like through. I don't know if you can do some of that stuff.
Separate. It's in the zoning, the other one's passed.
I have a motion on some.
That's good for you. Some of them.
Yeah.
Second.
Motion by second by Nate. It's the resolution of the planning board report recommendation dated September 6th. That's for phase 3 of that Woven Sun zoning project, directed submission. Device plan and amendment for environmental assessment, part 1, based on the planning board's report. Directing and drafting local law. The proposed amendment to phase 3 of Redwood Woven Sun zoning project, directing submission of said draft law to the town board for its acceptance and then referral. To the Ontario County Planning Board for October 11th. Classifying the action under provisions of 6 New York CRR, part 617, Article 8 of the State Environmental Conservation Law. Is a class 2 action, scheduling the public hearing on said proposed local law for Tuesday, October 24th, and directing the publishing of a legal notice and posting in accordance with town procedures.
Seconded.
Any questions, comments?
It's a mouthful.
It is. Who wrote those resolutions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right,
8 through 13 are all the local laws.
any objection to blocking 8 through 13? Agree, synopsis. Nate, you want to make the motion?
Mike did now second.
All right, next second. All right, so. Every one of these is drafting a local law. 3 through 8. That'll create legal notices. And we'll act on them next meeting after a public hearing. Correct, Ron?
Correct.
So next meeting is September 26th. First one is chapter 38. The town of Farmington, entitled Records Management and Public Records Access. Local law number 4 will be establishing a new chapter 9 for the Agricultural Advisory Committee. Local law 5 will be part of chapter 9 for the Environmental Conservation Board, duties and responsibilities. Local law number 6 establish a new chapter 9 for the Recreation Advisory Board, duties and responsibilities. Number 12 is the resolution accepting the draft resolution of local law. For chapter 9. And that's planning board duties and responsibilities. And 13 is accepting draft local law number 8, establishing a new chapter 9 zoning board of appeals duties and responsibilities. Every one of these committees has reviewed this and provided feedback. And the town clerk act around brand to develop these proposed local laws. We have a motion second. Any questions? Any staff comments? Thank you for not making me read all of them in detail. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we get through a couple pages here. Fourteen's resolution accepted a 2-year maintenance bond for a safe place self-storage 25 Denny Drive for newly construction water mains, storm sewer, and roadway items dedicated to the town in a total amount of $9,546.90.
So.
Second. Motion by Mike, second by Nate, or was it Ron? Ron. Okay. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 15 is a resolution accepting the inventory of the highway machinery, tools and equipment for 2023.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Nate, second by Steve. Again, this is an annual requirement by the highway department. According to highway laws, section 142, parentheses 3. All in favor?
Aye.
16 is a resolution authorizing the highway superintendent to declare equipment as surplus or may be disposed of appropriately. Second. Motion by Ron, second by Steve. We got an international 7600 Chevy Silverado, F550 Super Truck Ford, F350 Super Pickup, John Deere White Area Mower, Bobcat Snowblower, Backpack Snowblower, and Chevy Silverado. That was in the Parks Department. So all those will be going to some form of auction. All in favor?
Aye.
17th resolution authorizing acceptance of the monthly report of the supervisor for August 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nate, second by Mike. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 18th confirming resolution authorizing the town supervisor to electronically sign snow contract with Ontario County.
Second.
Motion by Ron, second by Nate. Again, this is an annual contract. It used to be all done by paper and now it's everything's electronic and the contract starts, I think. 1 October.
Right after the snowstorm in October.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. What is the resolution regarding the consent of town board to dedicate Carmen's Way in Halfway Corner subdivision? This does require roll call vote. So.
Yeah, just say, what happened in 19?
I'm sorry, let's go back to 19. Resolution accepting 2-year maintenance bond for Farmington Auto Wash 214 State Route 96 for sidewalk site improvements for a total amount of $1,800. Almost.
Second.
Which by Mike, second by Ron. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now let's go to 20, resolution regarding the consent. The town board to dedicate Carmen's Way and Halfway's Corners, and that requires a roll call vote.
Second.
Motion by Nate, motion by Steve, second by Mike. Any questions on this one? Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Inglesby,
Aye.
Councilman Bowerman.
Aye.
Councilman Herendeen.
Aye.
Councilman Cassell.
Aye.
Councilman Holtz.
Thank you, that passes. 21 is a resolution authorizing the payment of the town's portion of the construction of Carmen's Way.
So moved.
Motion by Nate, second by Steve. And this is a payment we wanted Carmen's Way done sooner than later. So the $163,000 payment is the town's portion, the developer, and Marano Homes that are building the villa homes are sharing in the overall costs to extend that road, put in the sewer, water, and drainage. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
22 is a resolution authorizing the water superintendent to purchase all around safety equipment for combined space entry from Safe Right Solutions at a cost not to exceed $17,000 and to include a shipping and freight charge.
Second.
Ended up getting like 4 quotes eventually. Every time you touch it, it was getting cheap.
Yes, and the $16,614.24 is the total, and there is no shipping. I did confirm that.
All in favor?
Aye.
23 is a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to take appropriate action to sign ongoing contracts and apply loan and charges to property within the town with the tax roll.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Nate, second by Steve. Something unfortunately we constantly have to do. This particular location is on 96 in the corner of Glen Carl. The owner address is 1268 Pine Hill Lane. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 24 is a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign a proposal for professional services from MR3 Group for digester two cleaning at a cost not to exceed $11,600. Motion by Ron, second by Steve, again discussed this morning and part of our budget this year and some funds into next year's budget. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 25 is a resolution authorizing the waiver of the Beaver Creek Park fees for the Farmington Cub Scout Pack 50 for the recruitment event and pack meeting on Friday, September 15th.
So moved.
Motion is second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 26 is abstract 17 2023 to pay the bills. This one is always the highest of the year. General fund, $182,089.80. Highway fund, $288,125.92. Beaver Creek Park, $44.66. Sidewalk capital project, $46,370.38. Town hall capital project, $2,651. Storm drains, $301.84. Lighting district, $44.04. Sewer district, $973,457.23.
Small change.
Water district, $82,481.85. Payroll deductions, $46.71. For total abstract and paid bills, $1,575,413.53. I have a motion and a second. Second. Motion by Steve, second by Ron. Again, the sewer district at $973,000 plus. That's school taxes and a big loan on wastewater treatment plant.
That's what they pay.
Yeah.
School tax is about 319,000.
Yeah.
Of the total. So even though we've asked to be exempt from taxes because the plan is not in our town.
Yeah.
We can't exempt ourselves and the school.
So they pay a double tax.
Refuses to exempt us. Every year we write about big check for school taxes.
Right. Any questions, abstentions? All in favor?
Aye.
There's no training under $100 this period. I do have a request. It's Mr. Patel, he he purchased property in 1625 State Route 332, right at the very beginning of the year. He exchanged some emails with our water and sewer office, and I reached out to him and I asked him if he knew why the bill was not received at the County Road 16 address, because that was the bill, or that was the address when he purchased the property, and the lawyers exchanged the information on water and sewer bills for the settlement of the purchase of the property. That was the legal address used. So that's what we used to send him the bill. And a few days later, he got back to me and they said, I'm not sure why the delivery was not made. We do seem to get timely deliveries, although I do recall losing a credit card statement, but was able to print it off from the web. So again, I really don't see a reason to waive the penalty fees.
It's like it was sent to the address. That was provided, and it's
the legal address.
Right. I believe since he's at Jen, is the address of the businesses, the two businesses at Farmbrook Drive and 32. All right, we'll send them over to that. We do have an executive session tonight, public. It's a discussion regarding proposed pending or current litigation. I do expect a result after that. And town board's either tell me engage legal counsel or don't engage legal counsel. And then that's all we have on the agenda. Anybody's welcome to stay, but we're gonna need probably 10-15 minutes. in executive session. Is there anything else? Right.
Yeah, Bill reminded me, I was remiss in not correcting, Megan Webster. We do have chapter 126 of the town code on-site wastewater treatment systems. And I was very happy to hear her say that Canandaigua had such a good model, which I happen to know who the author of that was, so I really appreciate that.
We should. How many years ago?
Oh. Mike Savage, remember him?
Yes, I do.
He's now deputy director of Monroe County Water Authority.
Yeah, your code actually does give you the ability to inspect prior to any deed transfer. It does say that it may be inspected, so it's really at your discretion, but just something to keep in mind.
All right, so can I get a motion to go into executive session? So. Second my name. On favor? Ron, excuse me. Aye. Great.
Hey, easy folks. Have a good one. Question. There's no dumb question. Do you know this? You don't know me that well. The corner, the 7-Eleven corner.
Oh, yeah.
The town to do something? Well, David just sent them to me. I called them last week. Haven't heard anything back. So I'm gonna call tomorrow. Cause 7-Eleven actually maintained, I didn't have to pay for it. So I'm gonna call, I don't know if the person I called it wasn't around. So I'm gonna make a few more.
I just drove by there.
No, I know.
I figured they were waiting for the town to do some extra cleanup of rocks. or
That's what
something.
I was wondering.
I don't know.
But I don't know if they're going to.
No, and if they didn't mow it,